Hi, and welcome to your 13th lecture in Russian for Complete Beginners, in which we will focus on learning how to use prepositional case and talk about location. Remember that there are 6 cases in Russian, and so far we have studied nominative case, which we use for subject of the sentence. We also know that all Russian nouns in the dictionaries are given in the nominative case. We use this case as a form of address with possessive constructions and to indicate one's occupation or job. Please also feel free to go over the next 2 slides to remind yourself of all the material that we have studied so far, which is nouns in singular and plural in the nominative case, adjectives in singular and plural in the nominative case, as well as personal, possessive and demonstrative pronouns in the nominative case. Now the questions that go with nominative case are who, кто, and what, что. Now the second case out of 6 that we're going to start learning about today is called the prepositional case, and it can also be referred to as locative in some textbooks. The main purpose of this case is to describe the location of a subject or an object. As a result, the main question linked to this case is где, where. Now we have seen some examples of prepositional case in previous lectures in phrases such as on the internet, в интернете, which answers the question where. Now in Russian, same as in English, we use prepositions in, at, в, and on, на, to talk about location. The other somehow unexpected case when we use prepositional case is with preposition o, which stands for about. So whenever you come across v, na, or o in a sentence, and you want to talk about either where something or somebody is, or what something is about, we will need to use prepositional case. Please note that preposition o sometimes turns into ob, which generally happens when the next word starts with a vowel, with some exceptions. The supplementary material attached to this lecture contains a more detailed explanation of how this works. Please also note that question tags кто, who, and что, what, change to ком and чем in prepositional case. So they would be used in questions such as who are you talking about, о ком ты говоришь, and what are you reading about, о чем ты читаешь. Now, so far, we have come across quite a few verbs that would be useful when talking about location, such as to work, работать, to have lunch, обедать, to study, учиться, and to rest, отдыхать. All of these verbs can be used with the question tag where, as in to work where, or to have lunch where. Here is another very useful verb that can be widely used with prepositional case. To live. Жить. Жить. This verb is irregular because of its conjugation. Let's go through these forms together. Please repeat after me. I live. Я живу. You live. Ты живешь. He, she lives. Он, она живет. We live. Мы живем. You live. Вы живете. And lastly, they live. Они живут. Excellent, well done. Now let's see what actually happens to nouns in prepositional case. As a rule, when we use any word in a different case to nominative case, we change its ending. That will work for all the other cases that we're going to study. Now the most common ending for singular nouns in prepositional case is je. Now the important thing to remember is that in order to use a masculine word that ends in a consonant in the prepositional case, we don't have to change its ending, but add the je ending to it. With all the other words, we will have to replace its original ending. As we can see, majority of words have je ending in the prepositional case. So office, office becomes офисе. Museum, музей becomes музее. Teacher, учитель, becomes учителе. Book, книга, becomes книге. Ground or earth, земля, becomes земле. Window, окно, becomes окне. Sea, море, becomes море. Please note that some endings in singular prepositional case are e and not ye. So feminine nouns that end in a soft sign or have e vowel before ya ending will have an ending e in prepositional singular case. Iya ending, as we have seen, is very common in names of countries, so do keep it in mind. Neuter words that have e vowel before ye endings will also have e ending in singular prepositional case. So, I work in a building will become я работаю в здании. Let's go through these forms together. One piece of news, новость, becomes новости. England, Anglia, becomes Англии. And building, здание, becomes здании. Now let's see how we can use this new material in an everyday conversation. I'm going to read each dialogue till the end first and then translate it. Где ты живешь? Я живу в доме. А ты? Я живу в квартире. Where do you live? I live in a house. And you? I live in a flat. Где ты работаешь? Я работаю в университете. А ты? Я работаю в офисе. Where do you work? I work at a university. And you? I work in an office. Где ты отдыхаешь? Я отдыхаю в клубе. А ты? Я отдыхаю в баре. Where do you relax? I relax in a club. And you? I relax in a bar. Откуда ты? Я из Германии, но сейчас я живу в Англии, в Лондоне. А ты? Я из России, но сейчас я живу в Испании, в Мадриде. Where are you from? I'm from Germany, but at the moment I live in England, in London. And you? I'm from Russia, but at the moment I live in Spain, in Madrid. Now notice the ending e in v Anglii and v Испании rather than ye ending because of the iya exceptional ending covered at the beginning of the lecture. Now let's see what happens when we want to talk about location but use nouns in plural. There are only two possible endings, either ach or yach. Now all the masculine nouns that end in a consonant, all the feminine nouns that end in a, and all the neuter nouns that end in o will have ach ending in plural prepositional case. All the masculine words that end in ye and a soft sign, all the feminine words that end in ya, and all the neuter words that end in ye in singular will have yach ending in the plural form of the prepositional case. All the feminine nouns that end in a soft sign and feminine nouns that have iya ending with vowel e in front of the ya ending, as well as neuter nouns that have iya ending with vowel e in front of the ya ending, will have yach ending in the plural form of the prepositional case. Please keep in mind the 7-letter rule, which will also affect the ending of the plural form, as it can be seen in the word nights, which will be ach and not yach. Let's go through these examples together. Офисы will become офисах, музеи will become музеях, учителя will become учителях, книги will become книгах, земли will become землях, окна will become окнах, моря will become морях, новости will become новостях, ночи will become ночах, компании will become компаниях, and здания will become зданиях. Now let's turn to the Bailey family to see how we can use this new material in a conversation. As usual, I will read each paragraph till the end first and then translate it. Папа Джон. Он работает в офисе и часто обедает на работе. Его семья живет в городе. Dad John. He works in the office and often has lunch at work. His family lives in a city. Мама Анна. Она читает в квартире и часто думает о языках и о музыке, когда она дома. Днем она покупает книги в магазине. Mom Anna. She reads in a flat and often thinks about languages and music when she's at home. In the afternoon, she buys books in a shop. Дочка Наташа. Она учится в университете и иногда смотрит фильмы в кино. Daughter Natasha. She studies at university and sometimes watches films in a cinema. Сын Максим. Он учится в школе и каждый день играет в саду. Son Maxim. He studies at school and every day plays in the garden. Бабушка Элизабет и дедушка Ричард. Они часто говорят о политике и о новостях. Они живут в деревне. Grandma Elizabeth and Granddad Richard. They often speak about politics and about the news. They live in the countryside. We can see here that to say at work, we use preposition на and not в. На работе. We will talk about the difference between prepositions v and na in the next lecture, but for now, let's just remember this as a set phrase. Also note that the noun sad, garden, is used with the ending u. A small group of Russian nouns will have ending u in the prepositional case. Supplementary material attached to this lecture provides all the relevant information on this matter. Lastly, let's have a look at how we can use a word dom, house, which has three very useful forms. First one, дома. Дома, which is an irregular plural form. Second one, which looks exactly the same apart from the shift in stress. Дома. Дома stands for at home. And then the third one, in the house, в доме is a prepositional form of the word дом. Now let's have a look at some examples. Эти дома большие. These houses are big. Сегодня я не работаю. Сегодня я дома. I'm not working today. Today I am at home. Мы живем в доме, а не в квартире. We live in a house and not in a flat. Well done! You have worked really hard in this lecture and you have done really well. In this lecture, you have learned how to use prepositional case and how to talk about location. We will continue working on this case in the next lecture. But for now, you can start practicing using this construction to talk about where you work, study, or live. Overall, including the additional vocabulary in the supplementary materials attached to this lecture, you have familiarized yourselves with 34 new Russian words. As usual, remember to download supplementary material which contains additional new vocabulary and more information on how to use preposition ob and what masculine words have an exceptional u ending, as well as the Test Yourself file, which contains exercises designed to reinforce the new information covered in this lecture. Thank you for today, and speak to you soon.